Happy morning, Masters. I welcome you all to the Zoom session on Inner Nature, Outer Nature Season 2. Before we begin our wisdom sharing session, I request everyone to join the meditation session now. Find a comfortable position and allow yourself to relax. Slowly close down your eyes. Clasp your fingers and cross your legs. Deepen your breath to settle in. Focus all your attention on the inward and outward flow of the breath. As you inhale and exhale, you do feel your body expanding while you're inhaling, and you notice your body softening while you exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Focus on your natural soft breath. Your intuition is your best friend. It is always there by your side to guide you and direct you gently. The wisdom of your intuition does not come from a public spectacle. Rather, it comes from the briefest moments of stillness and silence. Let us all quiet our mind and allow ourselves to relax. Just feel calm and composed and let your intuition feel the way that I'm releasing. I'm open to allow my intuition to guide me completely. Guidance from our inner selves is always at our fingertips. Be grateful for the wisdom that intuition has. Allow your gut instinct to take the initiative to guide you through your life. Your intuition knows everything. Trust the process, trust the intuition, as it will definitely lead you towards your soul's purpose. Continue to be in this meditative state for the next 20 minutes, masters. Not open your eyes, masters. You're in the last few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I request everyone to bring your hands together, rub them slowly, feel the energy in your palms. Place them on your eyes at the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy morning, masters. I welcome you all to the Zoom session once again. In the Nature Out of Nature Season 2, which is brought to you by Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement and PSSM SWAGG in collaboration with PMC English. Good morning, everyone. So how is everyone doing? Can you all switch on your cameras, masters? Let this session be an interactive session. So yeah. How was the challenge yesterday? It was given by Parnitaka, right? Did you all do the energy audit? Did you all look out for air leaks, inefficient appliances, or any kind of cooling systems or heating systems? If yes, then please let me know through your comments on YouTube, and you can text in the chat box as well. See, once you check all the appliances that you're using in your house, then you can definitely upgrade to Energy Star rated models for better efficiency if needed, okay? And also unplug appliances and electronics whenever you're not using them, because to conserve energy. And you can also use online tools and checklists to conduct a DIE energy audit. DIE energy audit in the sense, do it yourself energy audit. Okay, so that you can identify areas for improvement and also prioritize upgrades based on the potential signals. Now, coming back to our wisdom sharing session. So while we were meditating, what we are doing is we are all quieting our mind, isn't it? So that we can listen to our innermost self. And how does this innermost self communicate with us? Through feelings, through emotions. Whenever you're going to start something in your life, or you're going to take a certain steps in your life, you have this gut instinct or gut feeling that always tells you, no, I think this is not the right thing to do right now, or this is the right thing to do right now. This moment you have to start. You always have this, but how do you listen to this intuition? See, in this chaotic world, in this busy world where group consciousness prevails than your individual consciousness, it's always affecting you because your brain is always constantly receiving signals from the society. So in such situation, how do you listen to your intuition? How do you communicate to them? So in today's session, we will all know what is intuition, how do we communicate with our inner selves, how to activate our intuition from our dear master, Nikhil. I would like to invite him to this session today. I would like to give a brief introduction about him as well. He's a senior engineer at Mercedes-Benz, shares his transformative journey of self-discovery through meditation today. So in 2010, Nikhil embarked on a profound journey into meditation, guided by the teachings of PSSM. Since then, meditation has become the cornerstone of his daily life, leading him towards profound insights and inner peace. In 2011, inspired by his own spiritual awakening, he co-founded a meditation center. His quest for knowledge led him to pursue a master's degree in yoga and spiritual science, further enriching his understanding of the spiritual path. Today, he spreads meditation and mindfulness through initiatives like Awakening Youth and various other online and offline events. In addition to this, Nikhil's passion for artistic expression extends beyond the spiritual realms. He finds joy and fulfillment in both dance and mandala art. And he has also given many stage performances at various events like Dhyana Mahachakram conducted by PSSM. So let us all join to extending a warm welcome to Nikhil and whose insights and experiences are sure to inspire us and enrich our exploration of inner journey and outer harmony.
Thank you so much. So that was a nice introduction. So am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
So good evening, good morning, everyone. So happy to see you all. So it would be better if you on your videos. So I feel more interactive. Before starting the session, I just want everyone to, if possible. When I see faces, my intuition was okay. So today's morning meditation was so soothing, was so wonderful. Thanks for the music. So firstly, today, when I was called for this session, I was thinking like what topic can I discuss and what topic can I share. So most of the topics, whatever I share, is like repetitive. So I didn't find anything. I just wanted to say something which is new, which I have never shared this experience. So I didn't know what to share, but suddenly this topic came into my mind. It was ringing in my mind. So I don't know how I accepted this. I just gave this. Okay, I'm going to speak about this. But later on, some things went in my mind, and I just organized things with my experiences that I had with emotions. Today I'm in front of you, so I hope this would be useful for everyone of watching this video. So here today, intuition. What are the things that we are going to see today about intuition? So firstly, we'll discuss what is intuition. Okay, and why we need intuition, and how to identify whether it is intuition or not. What are the blockers which stops you getting this intuition? And finally, how are the ways that we are going to develop this intuition? So these are the fine-tuning topics that we discuss today. So before starting this topic called intuition, firstly I have to thank our Guru Brahmarshi Pitamaha. So for showing us such a wonderful spiritual path and teaching our meditation, showing us the righteous way. Because if we don't have this spiritual path of meditation or something in our life, we would have not identified so many things. We would have not realized so many things. Our life would have been a very common journey like India. It would have not been this beautiful if this knowledge was not there. So firstly, most gratitude to Professor. Also, hearty thanks to Paranita sister for organizing this PSSM SWAGG especially, and creating this kind of sessions to promote and initiate nature-related activities. And so coming to the topic now. So intuition. So what is intuition? So before knowing what is intuition, we have to understand three things. So we human beings are the combination of like body, mind, and soul. We all know that, right? So we have a body and we have a mind. We actually are soul beings. So we have three things here. We have instincts. We all have instincts, intellects, and intuitions. So every one of us will have these three things. First is instincts. Second thing is intellect. The third thing is intuitions. So here, what is instinct? So instinct is something which is related to the sensory perceptions, which is related to the body. So what all the informations that we gather through the senses, through our sensory perceptions, accumulates as a memory, and it creates, we call them as instincts. Like for example, so we might have heard a song. Let's say an example. We might have heard a song in our childhood. Okay, and we might have seen some situations while hearing that song. But after so many years, when you hear that song again, we just remember those memories, right? It happens for most of us. So what happens? We call that as some kind of nostalgia. Right? We go to our past memories when we hear or listen or smell or some kind of sensory perceptions will take us to some kind of memory. So these kind of things are something which is called as instincts. Instincts are something which we perceive through our senses. So which is related to the body. And next comes the intellect. So intellect is something which is related to the mind. So as we grow up, this mind is gets developed from our childhood. So we see so many things, we understand so many things, we perceive some things from the society, parents, friends, everything. So our mind gets developed as we grow up. So our intellect also gets developed. So we perceive some things, we learn some things, all the knowledge that we have. So these are all a collective part of intellect. So these are all considered intellects, which is related to mind. And finally, intuitions. So this intuitions is something which is not related to the body. It's completely related to the soul. We call it as an inner voice. So how this intuition works? So this intuition is something, I can say it as an inner perception, inner communication. So many of them says as a gut feeling. So most of the people we hear from most of the people. So they say that yes, I had this gut feeling. I had this gut feeling, but I didn't follow it. So I should have followed it. Right? We hear this thing called gut feeling. So what is that gut feeling? What is this inner voice? It's nothing but intuition. So this intuition is something which comes from your inner, from the soul. It's not which is related to your knowledge or mind, just not in your intellect, or which is not related to your instinct. So when we categorize this instinct, intellect, and intuition, we should be very clear that instinct is something which is related to our inner voice. So now coming to why we need this intuition. Why this intuition is needed. Before starting this, I just wanted to hear from you. Anyone can answer this. Why we need intuition? Is intuition needed for us? Any answers? No answers? Okay, I'll go ahead. Okay, so why we need intuition? So most of people, when you see meditation, after coming into meditation, so people will feel that okay, I got some message. Okay, so when I was meditating, I got some message, and after following that message, my situations got transformed. Means my troublesome situations got transformed, and I got some solutions. Now I'm happy, right? We listen to most of the experiences saying like this: when I meditated, I got some intuition, I got the message, and then I implemented it, and my situations got better. Yeah, to guide towards soul's purpose. Yes, yes, that is also very much important for intuition. That is also one of the important aspect for intuition. Yeah. So we hear this regularly. Like very often we hear from experiences saying that when we got some message and we followed it and our situations got better. So what is this message? Is nothing but intuition. So you can question, only meditator will have this intuition? Meditators have this intuition. So if I'm not meditating, will I not get any intuition? Nothing like that. So every person have this intuition. Every person gets it. But most of us will ignore it because we don't know that it is intuition and it is coming from within. But when you meditate, what happens? We understand it. We become one with our inner, and then we understand that this is truly a intuition which is coming from me. It is not something which is coming from outside. It is something coming from me. So I have to follow. So a meditator will clearly understand the difference between intuition and the mind voice. Okay, so why we need intuition here? So we as a human being, we face so many situations in our life. We have so many problems. We have ups and downs. Every person has unique experience in their life, right? About the situations that they are facing. So when we are facing that kind of troublesome situations, when we are facing challenges in life, we don't know. Sometimes we stuck in a situation where we don't have any solutions. We don't have any answers. So we become with a question mark, what to do, right? It happens to us. We go for so many solutions. We have so many doubts. We go for different people for seeking for answers. So when I go to a person, he will tell his point of view, his experience. And if I go to some other person, he will tell his own experience, his knowledge. And when I go to the other person, he will tell his experience. So each one of them have a different experience, but it is just an information tool. But it will never give you a 100% solution. It's just an information. So when you will get a perfect solution is through your intuition, only through your intuition. Let us say I got some situation I have to face. I don't know how to get over that problem. So if I go to some person, let's say I go to Yami, so she says some answer. I go to Vinay, he'll say some answer. I go to Hari, she'll say some answer. So each one of their perception about that problem might be different. It might work for them, but it doesn't work for you. Why? Because your experience is completely unique. So at that moment of time, what gives you a perfect solution is only your intuition, what your gut feeling says. So it will be completely unique. It might be same or it might not be same, but if it comes from within you, it is the one which you have to follow. So this is one thing which is the use of, like, you can say that is the intuition does in your life. So it gives you the solutions for the unanswered questions. So that is why Patriji says, "Ishwase Guru," means your breath is your Guru. I am not your Guru. I am just your friend. He says. So whatever the knowledge that I am giving, it might not be useful for you, but you have to do your own journey. You have to go within yourself. You have to hold on your breath. You have to meditate. When you make your inner journey, then you will understand. You will understand the voice that is speaking within you. And when you follow that intuition or the gut feeling, then you will get the solutions, right solutions. That is your guru. So we always do so many practices, like spiritual practices, like meditating, practicing yoga, going to vipassana, doing some other practices. All these spiritual practices, why we normally do? Why we do all those things? Just to improve our state, right? Just to grow in life spiritually and to be a happy person, right? To achieve that spiritual bliss. So here in this process of spiritual journey, what actually we are doing is we are replicating our inner nature to be reflecting in the outer nature. Right? So that is the ultimate thing that you are doing with all these practices. So what is our true inner nature? Let's take one quality. Like our true inner quality is unconditional love. Right? We that is our true nature. But what we express in the outer nature is completely different. So when someone comes to you, we have so many judgments about that person. We don't love everyone unconditionally. We have some kind of differences. We have judgments. We have so many doubts about person. Right? This happens. So what happens with this kind of meditation and spiritual practices, we almost go to our inner self and truly experience our inner self and inner qualities so that the same replicates in our outer nature. So if your inner nature is unconditional love, slowly we become unconditionally loving towards our outer nature. So that is what how we transform ourselves. So when we deeply, continuously practice connecting to our inner self, slowly those qualities will reflect in our outer nature. So what exactly happening in this process is you are following your inner nature. You are following your inner gut feeling, intuition. Intuition. Again, one more thing we need to be very clear is here is about intuition might not be only answers or only some kind of voice or inner voice, something like that. It's never like that. Intuition can happen in any way, not just in meditation. So, intuition can happen in many ways. I'll just tell you different ways, like how it can happen. It can happen in meditation, or it can happen when you are doing your normal work. Just you are doing your work, you are going somewhere. Just suddenly a thought pops up, a kind of intuition pops up, or you see something, you perceive some, you are seeing something in the room, or just suddenly one word, you just observe some word, and from that word you will get some thoughts or some message. It happens like that. Or some person comes to your life and just speaks to you and gives some information to you, and from that you will get some solution. So it's not like just when you are meditating you will get some voice or inner voice or message, something like that. It's not just like that. Intuition can happen in many ways. Only thing that you have to understand is at that moment your mind will be open-minded. If your mind is open and very aware and conscious, without any logics running inside your mind, then you will receive properly that intuition and you can follow it. And one more example I'll tell you. So most of us would have experienced it. So we all practice meditation. We all listen so many spiritual concepts and values and so many things, right? But when situation comes, sometimes you know we forget it to follow. Okay, so let's say an example. So we know that we should not show our response very arrogantly. We should not be very uh, what to say. We should reduce our anger. All those things we know. But what happens when situation comes? We just react, right? If someone says something, we just react immediately. That kind of impulsive response comes within us. But if you observe at that moment, our intuition says, "Hey, this is not the way. You learned to respond, not to react. Please calm down." Our inner says that. But what we do, we just go out of our emotions and just keep that intuition behind and we react it. And then later on we realize, "Arey, why I have behaved like this? I know my intuition has said that, but why I didn't listen? Because I was very emotional that time. So I gave more importance to that emotion. I forgot my intuition. So this happens for most of the people, right? We experience at every stage of our life. So why we need intuition is to know that it is our true inner self, and it is our true inner quality which is reflecting back, reflecting. It is giving that information to us to be aware. Okay. So here I just and one more thing is this intuition. You have so many unanswered questions in your life, right? We have so many doubts. Even after coming into meditation, we experience something, we know something, but still we have some doubts. As I said earlier, if you go to some people, they'll give some answers, and that might not be satisfying to you. But when it comes through your intuition, it will be 100%. It's your answer. It's needed for you. It might not be again needed for some other person, but it is exactly needed for you. Here, I'll just say one one experience that I had. Not actually me. It was from Vaishnavi, my wife. So we had a discussion long back. So we had this discussion like she asked why always a kid will hold his father's name. Normally, children, they'll get their father's name in their surname, always, right? Why only father's name in the surname? Why not mother's name? So she asked me. I was not able to answer, and she went to some other people and she approached some other people. Different answers she got. Most of them say that since man is taking so much responsibility and he's leading the family, so it is respectful to give that name. So these kind of different answers she got, but she was not satisfied. I don't know how she got this answer from her intuition. One day she came and explained to me. So I was like, wow, it just came out so beautifully. And she said, she compared with the nature. So normally, if you take a tree, mango tree, for example, it has a mango fruit. And if you sow that mango seed, the mango tree comes again, right? And again, the same, it gives a fruit, and we sow that mango seed, and a mango tree comes again. So what do we call that seed? Do we call that soil seed or mango seed? We call it as a mango seed. So what this soil is doing, this soil is something which is feminine quality, and the seed is something which is masculine quality. If you just replicate both the things, so if you this soil is completely like nature. So whatever you sow in that soil, if you sow a mango seed, it will give you a mango tree. If you sow a coconut, it will give you a coconut tree. So whatever the seed that you are putting into that soil, it turns out to that particular tree. So soil is something which is feminine, but it doesn't carry any specific quality for that. We don't say that it is a soil tree, right? So it doesn't require any specific name for it, but it should get the name of a particular tree. Like if it is a mango tree, you have to get a mango. So if it is a mango seed, you have to get a mango tree. If you are sowing a coconut seed, it becomes a coconut tree. So in that way, she got the answer. So it was like very unique. Even I didn't hear that kind of answer. So which she got it from her intuition. So remember one thing, intuition will always guide you in the way you understand. So that intuition came to her the way she understands. If I questioned the same way, I would have not got the same answer in the same way. I would have got a different answer in the way I understand, and it is useful to me. So we have to be very clear about this intuition. We should not have this narrow-mindedness like only this way I get intuition. No, everyone gets intuition, and this is one experience. And the other experience which I had, um, I personally faced this experience. So a few years back, I went to SSB interview. So I have written my SSB exams, and I got cleared. For the interview sake, I went for Chandigarh. So there was an institute where they train for SSB interviews. So there, when I went there, most of the people there in the North India, they speak Hindi, and I understand Hindi, but I am not that fluent in speaking Hindi. So most of the time, I used to communicate with them in English. So at one point of time, what happened? There used to be so many sessions running where we come on the stage and we speak our experience or some kind of topic we used to speak, maybe in English or in Hindi. So that particular day, I don't know. I just felt like I have to speak in Hindi. I just went. I was very blank. I just remember that experience still. For almost 10 minutes, I was continuously speaking in fluent Hindi. While the process is happening, I used to get the words very clearly. I don't know how I got those. So that language went on like a flow. If you ask me again to speak, I can't. I can't do that. At that particular moment of time, I just I just still remember that experience, how it went. I just spoke very fluently. And after completing the 10 minutes of my sharing, my friends asked, "You're speaking so well in Hindi, no? Why you're communicating in Hindi, English?" So I said, I don't know how I spoke. It just came to me like that. So that was one of the experience that which I had. I don't know. I was just blank. I was speaking, and then words were flowing. So if I want to speak now, I should search words. I have to align, and I have to slowly speak. So that happened. So how it has flown is because I was just at that moment, my mind was completely open-minded, completely aware, just without any logics. So this is one of my experience. So this is the that is one thing that we need to understand about intuition. Intuition is not just the information or something which comes only through meditation or something like that. No, everyone gets intuition, but when you practice meditation, what happens? You will be able to understand it, and you can be able to be aware and follow it. So normally, what happens when we want to, for example, if I want to make friendship with someone, what should I do? I have to spend some time with them. I have to know what kind of person they are, and then they will speak to me. I have to understand, and then they will become friend to us, right? And then whatever they speak, I can understand. The same way, we have to make first friendship with our inner self to understand what it says. Otherwise, whatever it says, I just ignore it. I don't know where it is coming from. I think it is just trash. So meditation is something which will make you near to your inner nature, which will make you so near to your inner nature, so that you will understand your inner nature, and you will understand why it is telling and what it is telling. So now, how to identify it? So we understood that, okay, this is intuition and these ways it will come. And how to identify it? We have so many questions, right? Whether it is a mind voice or intuition. Most of the times we have this major questions like why this particular message has come to me. Is it something which is related to my, as I said, it is coming from intellect, or it's truly an intuition, right? So we meditate and something suddenly comes, but we think it is intuition, but sometimes it is not. So it might be something which is coming out of your intellect. So you have to be very clear. So how to identify it? How to identify whether it is a mind voice or it is coming from your inner? So we should understand these two things again. So we have conscious mind and subconscious mind. So conscious mind is something which we continuously, it will be active when you are awake, and subconscious mind is always active. always. So whatever you are perceiving from your childhood, every experience will be recorded in that particular conscious subconscious mind. So here intuition is something which comes out of subconscious mind. So let's take one example, like you are meditating or you are doing some work, something popped up, and you are confused whether it is intuition or mind voice. Okay, some message you got, and you are confused. Now you have to understand, intuition will always have no logics. It will not have any logics. I'm saying you. Some intuition you got in your life as a solution. You are worrying about some trouble and you want some answers. And suddenly you got some message. If you are able to clearly logify it, like okay, because of this reason, this might be correct. If you think like that, it is again intellect. Here you are using your logical mind. Okay, so if it the message whichever you got it will have no logic, my dear friends. Understand? It just comes. If you use your logical mind more, you will not get intuition. If you are blank, you are completely open-minded, then you will get. And if you think why this has you cannot justify it. I just got this message and I have to follow. We'll see what happens. It will be like that. You will not have any logic. If you try to put logic on that, then it's not your intuition. Okay. So here I have an experience which I have to share. Like okay, it's my own experience. I was having some troublesome situations in my office in the recent days. So I was having so much tough times and challenges, uh, not only in the kind of work, but also in kind of relation in the team. So there was so many things which was going on, and so much humiliations were there, and so many tough times were there. There was no proper support or something, so which affected me so much. For a period of time, I was in a very troublesome situations. So I always found myself in those situations as a victim. So I don't know how to come out of it. I was facing this continuously for some few months. So at one point of time, I remembered the saying, the quotation from Trisar, Manam Madaram, Omanam Madaram. So suddenly it came to my mind, and I understood that yes, okay, this might be the solution. Yes. So later on, I was little bit better, but not completely better. That is true. Mana means whatever the respectful situations you are facing, that is good, and that is well going. And then if you face some disrespectful situations, even that is good. So you have to accept both the things in the same way. So this was the saying which the sir told us. So it made me soothing for some extent, but not completely, because this is the thing which I already heard about it. It came from my intellect. But after few days, wherever I go out, wherever I watch, whatever I watch, if I open my mobile, if I watch, I used to see this word called watch, WATCH, watch. I don't know. I repeatedly experienced this for almost 4 5 days continuously. Watch, watch, watch. I don't know what is this watch. I just thought, okay, I was planning to buy a watch, so that's why I'm able to see this watch continuously. So I didn't understand what is this watch. I didn't put so much mind into it, but one day in my dream, I was seeing the same situation. Whatever I faced in office, I was seeing, but it is not happening to me. It's to some other person. Okay, so I was seeing something happening to the same thing which happened to me in reality. I was seeing that something happening to other person. Here, what I was doing is I was just watching it. I'm not taking that because I'm just watching it as a third person. So after it just came to me, and then I woke up from my sleep, and then when I continuously thought of it, I understood that why this watch has come is to make me understand that just watch the situation as a third person. So what happens when you are watching as a third person? You will come out of this emotion. Your suffering will end there. So when something happening to us, what we always do is we indulge ourselves into emotionally we indulge ourselves, and then we get suffered. If someone says something to us, we become low, or we become sad, or we become angry or something. All these emotions comes up, right? But if something happens to someone, we don't become emotional. What we do, we just observe what is happening. We see as a witness. So when you start witnessing things as it is, you will understand where it has went wrong, whether that side or from my side. So to witness it, this message, I was able to see this watch. I was able to understand, okay, this watch means witness. So this message came to me in the way I understand. If someone else would have got the same problem, they would have got a different answer. But I got in this way, through this word called watch, through my sleep. Some dream went on like a picture. So all these experiences made me to understand that, okay, this is the thing that I need to do. Why this watch has come, initially I didn't understand. Again, it made me to realize through my dream, saying that, okay, I'm witnessing and everything I'm seeing. So when I was seeing the same situation happening to some ex person was there, I was seeing that. So I was able to identify, okay, this went wrong. So what happens when you start witnessing, you will understand, you will end suffering first, and then you will start identifying where things has gone wrong. And from them, I started working on that. When again some similar kind of situations when I'm facing in my office, I was not suffering. Slowly my suffering went off. I started seeing things as it is. Okay, something has to be improved, and I'll improve it. That's it. I'm not worried about it. Now things started becoming so much better, and even the communication is becoming better. So this problem which I had in my experience, I got the answer from that. I was deeply suffering during those 2 months of period of time. So that answer made me relief from all those things. So if someone came to me and told me, it would have been a different experience. But it came from me as an intuition. When I followed it, I got this solution. So this is about intuition. So these different types we get intuition. And so now we'll see what is the blocker for these intuitions. Blocker for intuitions, which is what kind of things which are blocking us to get this intuition. Even if we get intuition, everyone gets intuition. So if you get intuition also, it will not reach, or it will not uh, uh, be useful to you. You will not identify it. Why and when. So that is what the blockers are. So closed-mindedness. So many people, if you say something about meditation to them, for example, they will not accept it. They'll not be ready or open-minded to accept new changes in their life. They'll be so rigid. They believe that whatever they know is the truth. So this we call it as closed-mindedness. So they are not open for learning. They're always closed. Their minds are closed. So what happens when you already have this logical, very strictly built mindset? It will not be ready and open to receive knowledge. So when you want to receive knowledge from the soul, which is called intuitions, when you want to listen or when you want to receive knowledge, you should be so much open-minded. The more open-minded you are, the more intuition you will get. So what happens? You will be strict with some belief systems. So only you believe whatever you have experienced, whatever you have, only that we believe. If you speak about meditation to people, they say, "What is this meditation? It's just time waste." If you do meditation, what you'll receive energy and what everything happens. Is there any proof? They'll ask. So spiritual practices are, we can never prove it. It is self-experienced. So we need to understand, for spiritual journey to spiritual enhancement, you should never try to prove anything. You cannot prove. It's self-experience. To have the self-experience, you should be open-minded. So you should just clear all the knowledge that you have, everything you should keep aside for some time and just open-mindedly listen as a kid, as a child. So when you have that kind of mindset of completely becoming empty, only then you will get intuition and some knowledge from the higher will flow into you. Just a small example, like if you take a glass of water, if it is already full, can you pour a new glass of water? No. Only you have to empty it first and then you have to pour it. So first emptying is also important. Unlearning and relearning is important. So when you unlearn, when you're ready to unlearn, then only you will receive intuitions. So this is one thing which is major blocker for receiving intuition. And second thing, so many people will be logical. As I said, only they will believe if you have proofs. They will believe, but if you have proofs. Okay, prove me. Then only I will believe. First category of people is like they will not even listen. Second category of people is like they will believe, but if you show me some proof. So proof cannot be shown. So we need to understand that we in the spiritual practices we can never prove. We can only experience. So first we need to start believing that there is an intuition. You will get it, and you have to meditate and you have to listen to it with awareness. And only then, when you start practicing it slowly, as I said, if you want to make friendship with someone, you have to spend some time. You should not ask proof whether you are a good friend to me or not. Okay, you have to make friendship with them and you have to listen to them slowly. You have to make journey with them, and then you will understand. You will have a very good rapport with them. The same way, we have to make friendship with our inner self through meditation, and slowly we have to understand what our inner self is saying, and then that journey will become so smooth, and you will be able to understand what your inner say. Most of the times, we pray to God, "Oh God, please do me this, do me that. I have so many situations." But after praying, we don't listen. Okay, we pray to God, we send some message to our inner self. God means our inner self. We are saying heartfully, but most of them, what we do is we say, but we don't meditate and we don't listen. It's like one-way communication. Your inner is saying something, but we don't listen it because we have so many belief systems, logical mind going in our mind, so that we are not open-minded. So we have to be logic free when we are in spiritual path. Okay, then the third thing is we always think ourselves very low. We have very low self-esteem. I experienced it practically when I am having sometimes some situations when I'm with low self-esteem. So many things doesn't go way as I expected. And sometimes when I'm more confident enough, when I'm more open-minded, I could receive so many things, and things go just like this. So when you, this is again same when I said example of a friend, when you have a friend and when you are having so less trust on him, when you are judging him, or when you are saying that you are not worthy enough, will he be friend to you? Will he speaks to you? No. Even if he speaks to you, you will not listen because you think that he is very less worthy. The same thing happens with our inner self. So we have so many judgments about ourselves. We always think that we are low. We always think that I can't do. Situations will always be like this. We always discourage our own self. So this is also one of the greatest blocker for receiving intuition. When you always see yourself low, 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 then your inner will also say, okay, anyhow you are low, enjoy it. You'll not get any intuition. So this is also one of the blockers. Okay, now how to develop it? Same thing. Whatever the blocker is there, just quite opposite to that. The first thing is like you have to do more inner journey. Like meditation is one of the best practices that we have. Only practices that we have to make friendship with our own self. The more we practice meditating, we go deeper into ourselves. We'll understand our inner self, and slowly we will be able to uh, hear or see or whatever I said. There will be n number of ways to get intuitions. So you will be able to follow your intuition. The more you get closer to your inner self. And the next thing is acceptance. As I said, we don't accept ourselves, right? We always have prejudgments like we are low, we are incapable, all these kind of self-diminishing thoughts. All these things should go out. You should become accepting first. Accept accept yourself first, what you are. You may be wrong. Yes, no one is perfect. Firstly, we need to accept our own self and our existence now. The current state of our being, we have to accept. Yes, I am this. So what? Okay, I'll improve. Yes, I am less intelligent. Not a problem. Yes, I am less spiritual. Not a problem. Okay, it doesn't make any difference. First, you need to accept yourself. First, if you accept yourself, there will not be any rigidity. If you accept yourself, then everything flows in you. And then no logicals. So if you see in your life, not only with intuition, anything that you do, we always feel, okay, if it is only in this particular way, I'll do it, otherwise I'll not do it. Like very rigid kind of mindsets. Something goes in this way, only then I'll do it, otherwise I'll not do it. Fixed belief systems we have, right? So these kind of fixed belief systems. Just for example, I'll tell you, most of the people, when you give salt in hand, they don't take it. When they are going out, if some cat comes in front, they will stop going out, or they'll sit for some time, and then they will never, even if you try them, call them and motivate them, they will not do. Only if this happens, then I'll do, or otherwise I'll not do. These kinds of fixed belief patterns will there. This has to be a logical belief patterns has to, we have to overcome that. That is also one kind of blocker to receive our intuition. I will not come out. Because those things are out of fear, are out of uh, kind of unrealistic belief system. So these kind of rigidity should also be resolved to have the intuition to flow. So this is about intuition. So whatever came into my mind with my experiences, I just spoke out of experience. I just didn't refer any book or any video or something. I just spoke out of my experience today, and hope it would have resolved some doubts to you. And thank you so much for listening with patience and giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you so much. That was a wonderful explanation, actually. You have clearly, like, systematically, you went from what is intuition to what are the blockers of intuition. That was really nice. Any questions you would like to ask masters, then you can ask in the chat box. And as well as on YouTube, you can use the comment section. You can raise your hands. Okay, at least tell, did you all experience intuition? Anyone experienced intuition? Yes, Vinay.
Hi, Nikhil.
Hi, hi, Vijay.
So, I just wanted to ask, is there any connection between heart chakra or self-love or love energy to intuition?
Definitely there will be interconnect. So it all depends on the state which you are. Like, so if you are more into your heart chakra, if your heart chakra is so much open, the message that you get will be through that, because you have to understand, right? Every intuition that comes to you will be in the way that you understand. So you will understand if you if the message is uh, which is related to your heart chakra. Heart chakra means, like, if you are very lovable person, let's say, if you are a very loving person and you are very emotional being, then the message that you get is also will be related to that. It will not give you logical or some other things. So as I got a message like watch, whatever I got, so it was something which is I have to put some mind on that, and then I will understand what exactly it is saying. But it might not be same for you, because you are a like in your example, you are a very loving person. That message comes to you in a different way. Situations might be the same, like whatever the same situation, the troublesome situation which I am facing, if you are also facing the same thing, but the message that you get will be different. You got it right. So as you said, heart chakra, it will definitely depend on that. The message will definitely depend on what kind of state you are in. If you improve your state, and if you improve your understanding and your intellect, if your what you say, if your wisdom grows up, then your intuition will be in a different way. Got it right. If,
Yeah.
for example, for in initial stages, if your wisdom is a little bit low, your intuition will be that state. After some practice, spiritual practice, if your wisdom grows up and your chakra state or your energy state grows up, then if you see, that intuition will be different to that level. So it all depends on your state of mind.
Okay. Thank you. And also, like, is there any connection or quality we can say that if we improve our love energy, or we can say uh, love includes everything, right? Like acceptance, everything. So, will that help us in any way?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. See, all those qualities that you say, love, energy, or all those qualities are inner nature. That's what I said. Inner nature qualities. So when we become more closer to our inner nature, if our outer nature is reflecting our inner nature, slowly, if these qualities, if you are able to get it in your expression, the way of your life, then definitely your intuition will improve. No doubt about it, because you are becoming more closer to your nature, right? Those qualities, if you are able to get it in your everyday life, definitely your intuition will get it. Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It
There's
was
a
a beautiful
question.
session.
Uh,
Thank you so much.
How to differentiate thought and intuition?
That's what I said, thought and intuition. So when you get some message, like, for example, in my example, let's say watch, watch example, it's like very favorite for me. So if I get this in my experience, when I got this watch, firstly, I thought it is something which is my mind is saying. I was planning to buy some watch. Why this is coming? So I thought it is something related to my mind. I was trying to buy a watch, so I am getting this message. That is what my thought was. Later on, to give more clarity, I was able to see in my dreams that same situation which is happening. And at that time, I was able to literally again remember that watch in that dream. Again, I was able to see that watch, the word watch. Then I got a clear clarity. No, and then it will be very clear. If you question me, if it is 100% true, I don't have anything to prove. I don't have any logics. But if something comes through mind, there will be logic. Definitely, there will be a logic. Okay, I was trying to buy watch, so that's why I got this watch. There is a logic, right? So you will think that it is it is coming from intuition, but no, it might be from the mind. It has a particular logic. But for intuition, suddenly you will not have any logic for that. Just say it will just happen to you. If you question why not, no, you will not able to justify it. But you will have very strong feeling that yes, this is the one. So when I got the dream, I was very clear. Yeah, okay, this is the one. So now I have to witness it. Oh God. So I'm very clear. If someone questions me, is it correct, this watch and that experience, how are you relating? I cannot answer. But I can experience that it is true to me because I am experiencing it, right? So I have a strong gut feeling that yes, this is the one. I cannot prove. I will feel it. So the same way, it's all about your self experience. You will strongly believe that it is true. You no need to justify it. If you are feeling like you have to justify, then it is not. Remember, you no need to justify. You will 100% be sure that yes, this is the one. That is the only way to differentiate between mind voice and also intuition. Intuition will be very strong. You will feel it. You will definitely feel it. Yes, this is the one. If you are not feeling that, then wait. If you are not feeling that feeling, then you have to wait. Because if you are not feeling, then if you make yourself satisfied with some answer, then you are going towards logic. So if you are not feeling that feeling, yes, this is the one, then you have to wait. So when I got that watch, I didn't go 100% that it is a intuition. And later on, when I saw that film, then I got 100% clarity. When I woke up, I was like completely new. Hey, yeah, this is the situation. This is the solution I got. I felt like that from me. So I don't need to I don't need to explain anyone or this is the one. I don't need to give any explanation because my gut says yes, this is the one. So that's the only difference.
Thank you, Anya. Srimati wants to speak.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nikhil, for the session. It was really wonderful. And usually I feel like I go by intuition a lot. I mean, I have an example like yours, the watch example. I have something, I was looking for some answer because my parents were looking for, a groom for me, and I was kind of stressed in the situation. And then I was like, oh my God, I seriously don't want to do it anymore. I don't have energy. I'm just drained after I go to office and I come back, right? But, I was just asking, I believe in Babaji. So I usually meditate and I ask Babaji to like help me with guidance. Then other day I was just hearing music or something, I was just cooking. And then I had a cooking pot. And then in the cooking pot, it was like divine time. And then that's the answer that I got, right? And then I opened YouTube random to just change the music or some song. And then somebody was talking about divine time. And I'm like, okay, that's the answer I'm looking for, right? And it has been like many times, like sometimes angel numbers, right? Like it keeps on, I see the same numbers back and forth. And sometimes I'm like, okay, enough, like I get it. You're trying to say me this, it's like, and then once something happens with that number, it keeps on changing too. So yeah, I think the science and synchronicity, that's what they say, right? Like, and it's also more like sometimes my client, they would not come to my office, but I feel I would know that they're not gonna come, right? So I just called just to confirm, but they would be like, oh, sorry, I forgot, something happens like that. And I always know what's gonna happen. And I don't have any doubts with that too. Like I don't think about the solution, but it's just random. So I just cook, but I get answer for something else, like I was not even looking for an answer at that moment, but I get it. So I'll be sure that, okay, that's intuition. It's not me, thinking something else. But if I'm thinking about something else and if I'm getting an answer, I'm sure that's not intuition. That's how I decide. so that, like, I'm not confused with things. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for this session. It was really wonderful. I like the stories because I could relate with you. This, I go through so much stories like that in real life, and I think it's fun, to be honest. So thank you so much. Thank you, Yamini, for the session too.
Thank you, Srimati. Yeah. Always experience connects more realistically. Yes.
Anyone would like to speak? Okay, then let me just speak then. So the explanation till date, I was also having the same doubt as Vaishnavi had. Why do we always get the surname of our father and not our mothers? And I got different explanation, like to carry forward the legacy or to carry forward our genes or something like that. I used to feel even mother has genes. What is this and all? But today the explanation which you have given is like I've never approached such explanation till date. Thank you so much, Anya. That was a beautiful explanation. And I feel till date, I have been attending this session daily from day 1 to day 18, right? Sometimes when you look for answers, you might be looking in one session, but the answer comes out in some other session. That is great because I feel all the topics are interconnected. You're talking about intuition, then it is about also about mind and soul, and it is also about frequency, and it is also about energy. So each day, each topic is like interconnected, and all the answers we are able to find in this 30 days challenge. It is so nice. I'm enjoying it completely. What about you guys? Are you enjoying it? Okay. Parnitaka, we would like to hear from you.
Hi, Nikhil.
Hi, Eka. Very good morning.
Very good morning. A wonderful session, Nikhil. And this is a very important topic that everyone needs to understand the concept of intuition. Yeah, and intuition is the language of the heart, just as the thought is the language of the mind. Intuition is the language of the heart, and everyone has the capacity to understand the language of the mind, though on different levels, but not everybody has the the clarity to understand the heart unless they meditate. The more and more they meditate, the more and more they'll get connected to their heart, and the more and more clarity will come when you listen to your heart, and that is called as intuition. And I have actually spoken a lot about heart, and what I have learned is that the what will be answered by your heart, and the how will be answered by your mind. But generally, we go for the what to the mind, and that is not the case that we need to do. The what will be answered by your heart, and the how will be answered by your mind. So, what should I do? Where should I go? Whom should I meet? What will happen? So all these questions will be answered. All these intuitions will be coming from your heart. And how? Like the mind is a blueprint creator. Like for example, if I have to say, I want to go from Hyderabad to Bangalore where Nikhil is staying. So, okay, my heart is telling me, go to Bangalore. Okay, fine. I got the message. All right, very good. But then how do I go to Bangalore? That is where the mind comes. So I'll say, okay, should I take a bus? Should I take a train? Should I go by car? Or should I go by walk? So the mind tells me how I reach Bangalore. Okay. Then that is what is saying, the what will be answered by your heart and the how will be answered by your mind. And that is how both of them, go together. But the heart is always the boss. The heart is the director and the mind is the producer, if I have to say. So that is what it is. And we should always listen to your heart. Always listen to your heart. Patriji always used to say, listen to your heart, boss. So this is really a wonderful topic that we need to understand and follow. And sometimes, yes, as somebody asked, we often get confused between thought and intuition. We often get this thing. There are three things which we get confused within. One is the thought, one is the intuition, one is the gut feeling. So one comes from the mind, one comes from the heart, one comes from the solar plexus. These three are the different things that we get. So we get confused between these three things. Sometimes, something tells from your stomach, I have got this gut feeling that, what is that gut? That gut is in the stomach, it is in the solar plexus. So the more and more you meditate, you can differentiate between these three. Okay, this is where I'm getting the message from. This is where I'm getting the message from. You will not be able to understand where you're getting the message from unless until you meditate. You have to meditate. And that is when your heart will, get cultivated. Then you'll know, okay, I have a heart. I have something like that. And Nikhil also mentioned something about, you get emotional about one person and you don't get emotional about other person. Okay, for example, Yamini is my best friend. Okay, I care for her, and if something happens, if she gets a fever or something like that, I care for her. I feel empathy or I feel compassion for her. And if some passers-by gets the same thing, I won't feel anything. The only differentiation is attachment. If you don't feel compassionate to the other person who is facing the same situation, then you're not at all compassionate. You're just attached to that person. Because you're attached, you think that you're very compassionate or you're very caring to that person. But no, it's not that. You're just attached. Attachment makes all the difference. If you're really compassionate, you will have the same feeling, same compassion for each and every human being. You'll be like a son. If you're really compassionate in your heart, attachment is an emotion. Compassion is the quality of the heart. So when you have compassion, you're like a sun, which shines throughout the world in an equal way. You'll not be partial to one person or two persons. That is my video sometimes acts very weird. So we need to be like the sun, be compassionate, like kind for everyone in the same way, just like Patriji did. He was very compassionate to each and every person who used to approach him, meet him, talk to him, interact with him. Even the person standing 10 kilometers away would feel his compassion. Even from another country, he would feel his compassion. How? Because he was like a sun, always shining on each and every person. So please differentiate between attachment and compassion. If you think that, oh, I am very compassionate to my friend, no, you're not. You have to be compassionate to every person. Start like a candle, then become like a lamp, then become like a street light, then become like a sun. So that is what I wanted to share with everyone, because this the heart concept is very close to my heart. So that's the reason why I'm wanted to share these things. And please, guys, please meditate. Everyone should meditate. So many people are watching this program, and I'm very grateful to everyone who is watching this program. Please meditate. Please cultivate your heart. Please cultivate your heart, because that is where the light is, that is where the wisdom is, that is where you are, that is what your inner core is. Patriji says your heart is your soul, and your soul is nothing but your heart. So cultivate it, expand your consciousness. All the virtues are there in your heart, and the mind should follow it. The more intuition that you becomes, the light will shine into the mind. See, the heart is like a sun and the mind is like the moon. The light comes from the moon, from the sun. So, thank you so much, Nikhil, for coming in and telling us about the very important topic called as intuition. Thank you so much for being here and gracing us with your presence, and lovely, lovely having you here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Akka. You have concluded in a very beautiful way. So normally we have to ask what to our heart and how to our mind. So this is like a very wonderful conclusion. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me today and giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my experience with all you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anya. Thank you so much. So, guys, are you excited for the SWAG challenge? Today's challenge is so interesting. Okay.
Today's challenge is all about listening, where we were talking about heart. So how to listen is something which is very important. So yes, I am also excited to learn and understand about all these things. Thank you.
Yes, Akka. Today's challenge is active listening challenge. So enhance your communication skills and deepen your relationships through active listening. By focusing on truly understanding others, you can foster trust, empathy, and meaningful connections in both personal and professional settings. In fact, I have heard about this listening challenge always from multiple masters. Like firstly from Patriji, he always asked everyone to do not interrupt the speaker whenever he's speaking. Do not judge him. Listen him. Then only you'll be able to contemplate properly. Even my father used to say the same thing. Whenever you're gonna speak, you're gonna tell only what you know. But when you listen, you get to learn a lot of new things, isn't it? So let us all do this challenge. Let us take this challenge forward. The first step that we can take today is find a quiet and comfortable space free from distractions like phones, computers, or background noise. Create an environment conducive to focused listening. When engaging in conversation, maintain eye contact to signal attentiveness and show respect for the speaker. Eye contact conveys interest and encourages open communication. Use non-verbal cues such as nodding, smiling, and leaning forward to indicate your engagement and understanding. Non-verbal communication reinforces active listening and encourages the speaker to continue sharing. Put yourself in the speaker's shoes and try to understand their perspective and emotions. Empathizing with others fosters deeper connection and strengthens relationships. Seek clarification and further understanding by asking open-ended questions that encourage the speaker to elaborate. Avoid interrupting and listen actively before responding. Paraphrase and reflect. Summarize the speaker's message in your own words to demonstrate understanding and ensure clarity. Reflecting back what you have heard validates the speaker's feelings and encourages further communication. Suspend judgment and refrain from jumping to conclusions or offering unsolicited advice. Create a safe and non-judgmental space for the speaker to express themselves freely. Practice patience and give the speaker time to express their thoughts and feelings fully. Avoid rushing or interrupting and demonstrate your willingness to listen with an open mind. Because this deepens understanding and connection with others, it fosters trust, empathy, and mutual respect. It enhances communication skills and conflict resolution abilities. That's the challenge for today, guys. And I guess everyone can start implementing this from today itself. And from tomorrow, everybody will be switching on the cameras to communicate with the speaker as well, to show the interest to the speaker so that he will be able to express what he has prepared for. So thank you so much for attending this session. Tomorrow, I'll be back with another wisdom sharing session with another speaker and definitely an interesting topic. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe to PM